Have you ever opened your eyes in the morning and felt like something inside you is still asleep? You're breathing. Your heart is ticking along. But your soul, your drive, your sense of self, feels like it didn't show up with you. For so many men over 60, this is the new normal. You wake up, but you don't arrive. There's no energy pulling you forward. No spark to stand. No reason beyond habit to start the day. You might look at the clock, sigh, sit up slowly, and wonder, what happened to me? This isn't depression. It isn't pain. It's something quieter, like your body is waiting for a command it never received. I've heard this feeling described hundreds of ways. I feel like I'm moving, but not alive. I'm awake, but I'm not with myself. I used to want the day. Now I just get through it. If this feels familiar, you're not broken. And this isn't the end of your story. My name is Dr. Catherine Rocker. I've spent over 30 years walking beside men in their 60s, 70s, even their 80s. I've watched strong men, real men who've worked hard their whole lives, wake up one day and say, I don't feel like me anymore. And I've made it my mission to change that. Because here's the truth: you haven't lost your energy. You haven't lost your fire. You just haven't been giving your body the signal it needs to wake up right. What if I told you that in the first 3 minutes of your morning you have the power to flip the entire system back on? Not with caffeine. Not with willpower. But with a routine that speaks your body's native language. Because hope doesn't just show up. It's awakened by oxygen, by movement, by intention. And when you learn to send that signal, everything begins to change. Let me show you how. Let me tell you about a man named Jeremiah. He's 67. Retired mechanic. Lived most of his life fixing things other people gave up on. Engines, tractors, generators. He had a gift for spotting the smallest fault before it became a real problem. But when it came to his own body, he missed the cracks. He walked into my office one gray Tuesday morning. Strong frame, clear eyes. But something about him was dimmed. He sat down slowly, looked at me, and said, Doc, I don't know what's happening. I sleep enough. I eat okay. But every morning feels like I'm waking up underwater. He paused. I don't feel sick, but I also don't feel like me. I asked him to describe his mornings. He told me they were quiet. Too quiet. He'd wake up cold. Sometimes his feet felt like stone. His mind foggy for hours. And worst of all, he didn't feel motivated to do anything. Not because he didn't care, but because he couldn't feel the pull. He thought maybe this was just what getting older meant. But deep down, something inside him was still asking, is this it? What Jeremiah didn't know, what most men don't, is that this isn't age. It's interrupted energy flow. It's a message that never reached its destination. A system that wants to power up, but is missing one tiny, daily spark. And here's where the danger lies. Most men ignore these small signs. The cold feet. The hesitation to rise. The mental fog. They think they're minor. But they're not. They're the crack beneath the surface. And like any crack, left untouched it grows. It leaks into your mood. Your memory. Your drive. Your sense of identity. But what if I told you that the body remembers how to reboot itself? That all it needs is a nudge, just one intentional moment in the morning to reopen the circuits? Jeremiah didn't need a prescription. He needed a signal. And when we gave it to him, everything began to change. In the next section, I'll show you exactly what that signal is. The 3-minute brain reboot that reignites everything. Because sometimes, restoring yourself starts with waking up right. We've been taught to blame age for everything. Low energy? Just getting old. Brain fog? Comes with the territory. Waking up feeling empty, disconnected, numb? Well, you're not 30 anymore. But what if I told you, your biology is not the problem? It's the messages. The signals that once moved through your body with ease from brain to blood to breath have slowed down, misfired, or gone silent. And the moment you start losing those signals, you start losing yourself. Let's break this down. When you were younger, waking up was automatic. Your blood vessels opened. Hormones kicked in. Dopamine and testosterone surged. You felt ready. Even before your feet touched the ground. But after 60, those signals don't arrive on their own. Here's why: your nitric oxide production drops. This molecule relaxes your blood vessels, delivers oxygen to your brain, and fuels energy. Without it, your brain wakes up last, not first. Cortisol rises, but without balance. Yes, cortisol helps wake you up. But when it rises without dopamine or testosterone to support it, it creates tension, not energy. Your nervous system stays in idle. Without stimulation, movement, breath, hydration, your brain stays in a foggy, low-signal state. You're awake, but not on. And here's the twist: this isn't a disease. This is a miscommunication. Like trying to start a car that hasn't had a key turned in months. There's nothing wrong with the engine. It just needs a proper signal. The good news? Signals can be restored. Even after years. Even after decades. You don't need a pill. You don't need to force it. You just need to speak your body's language again through breath, touch, temperature, hydration, all within the first few minutes of your day. That's why the next part is so important. I'm going to walk you through the exact 3-minute sequence that reawakens your brain, restarts blood flow, and sends the message: I'm here. I'm alive. Let's begin. You ready? Now that you understand why the morning feels off, let me show you how to change it with a simple, 3-minute practice that sends a powerful message through your entire body. We're back. I call it the morning brain reboot. It's not complicated. You don't need equipment, supplements, or even to leave your bed. But the results? They ripple through your whole day. Let's walk through it together 1 minute at a time. Minute 1. Deep breath activation. Sit at the edge of your bed. Place your feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes. Now breathe with me. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds, hold that breath for 4 seconds, exhale gently through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat this 5 times. Why this matters: deep breathing increases oxygen flow to the brain, activates nitric oxide, and begins to reset your nervous system. But more than that, it pulls you back into your body. Into awareness. Into presence. This is not just breathing. This is reclaiming your rhythm. Minute 2. Touch to reconnect. Now take your palms, rub them together until they're warm. Then place one hand on your forehead, one on your chest. Hold for 10 seconds. Now gently move both hands to your lower back. Hold again. Why this matters: these areas, your head, chest, and spine, are major nerve hubs. When you apply warmth and pressure here, you activate sensory signals that say, I'm alive. I'm listening. I'm connected. You're not just touching skin. You're reminding your nervous system to come online. Minute 3. Warm water infusion. Finally, walk to the kitchen. Pour yourself a glass of warm water. Add a slice of fresh lemon or ginger if you have it. And drink slowly. Why this matters: after 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is dehydrated. Your blood is thicker. Your circulation is sluggish. Warm water thins the blood, stimulates digestion, and reactivates the system that controls hormone release and energy flow. This is your internal spark. And it's the last step in waking up everything that matters. Now pause for a second. Breathe. Feel. That was only 3 minutes, but what you just did was powerful. You oxygenated your brain. You signaled your nerves. You supported your blood flow. And most importantly, you chose to begin your day on purpose. You didn't scroll your phone. You didn't stumble to the coffee pot. You led. You sent your body a clear message: we're not fading. We're reawakening, and tomorrow morning, you get to do it again. In the next section, I'll show you exactly what changes to expect after just 1 week of this practice, because the shift might happen faster than you think. I want to prepare you not just for what to do, but for what you'll feel. Because once you commit to this 3-minute morning ritual, something begins to happen. Not always loud. Not always dramatic. But unmistakable. It starts small and then it builds. Let me walk you through it. Day 1 to 2, gentle stirring. You might not notice much on day 1. Maybe a deeper breath. Maybe your head feels a bit clearer. Or you catch yourself pausing before rushing into the day. This is your nervous system responding. The lights are flickering back on. You've sent a signal, and your body heard it. Day 3 to 5, energy without effort. Around day 3, you may notice your mornings don't feel as heavy. Your legs move a little easier. Your chest feels a little more open. You're not dragging your body out of bed, you're stepping into it. And the biggest shift? You want to move. Even if it's just walking to the mailbox or watering the plants. There's motion again. There's will again. You might find yourself humming. Smiling. Feeling a flicker of presence where there used to be fog. Day 7. Return of the spark. By day 7, most men tell me the same thing. Doc, I feel like me again, not 20 years younger. Not superhuman. Just me. Steady, aware, awake. It's not about the body alone. It's about something deeper returning, the sense that you're in here. That life isn't just happening to you, you're part of it again. Your balance feels better. Your thinking is sharper. Your morning doesn't start in resistance, it starts in rhythm. And for some of you, a surprise might arrive one morning, a firmness, a clarity, a grounded presence you haven't felt in a long time. This isn't coincidence. It's blood flow. It's oxygen. It's biology saying, thank you for waking me up. You've done all this not with pills, not with pressure, but with 3 minutes of intention each morning. And this is just the beginning. Because in the next part, we'll talk about what this really means. Not just for your health but for your identity. What does it mean when a man feels like himself again? Let's go deeper. Let me tell you something I wish more men heard in their lifetime. Your body never gave up on you. Even when you felt tired. Even when your mornings were numb. Even when your energy, your intimacy, your spark felt miles away, it was still there quietly waiting for a signal. I know it's easy to believe the story that aging equals decline. That there's a point where the body just stops responding. That this is as good as it gets, but I want to challenge that. Because what I've seen again and again is that the body keeps listening, long after you've stopped speaking its language. It's like a loyal friend standing in the cold, waiting for you to open the door. Not angry. Not bitter. Just ready when you are. This 3-minute ritual you've been practicing? It's more than a habit. It's a homecoming. Every breath you've taken with intention, every touch placed on your own chest, every sip of warm water you gave your system was a message. I still believe in you, and your body heard it. It didn't say, why so late, it simply said, welcome back. That heaviness in your legs? It begins to lift. That cloud behind your eyes? It starts to clear. That feeling of being distant from yourself? It softens as presence returns. This isn't magic. This is respect. This is reconnection. And it's important to understand, you were never broken. You were never too far gone. You were just quiet. And now, you're remembering how to speak again to yourself, to your biology, to your mornings. In the next part, I'll give you a way to make this even easier, a way to turn this small ritual into a long-term rhythm that supports not only your energy, but your confidence, your balance, and your spark in just a few quiet moments each day. Because this isn't just about how you wake up, it's about how you return to yourself. Let's keep going. So here's the truth. You don't need to wait for motivation. You don't need to wait for perfect conditions. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to start. Tomorrow morning. Because that one small action, those 3 minutes, can become the most powerful moment of your day. Not because they're flashy. Not because they check some wellness box. But because they send your body the message it's been starving for. I'm here. I'm in charge. We're rebuilding. Think of it like striking a match in the dark. The room doesn't change instantly, but that first spark, that's everything. And the best part? You don't have to do it perfectly. You don't need the perfect breath. You don't need to remember every second of the sequence. All you need is intention. All you need is to show up. So here's what I'm inviting you to do. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, within the first 10 minutes of waking up, sit at the edge of your bed. Take 5 deep, slow breaths. 4 seconds in. 4-second hold. 6 seconds out. Rub your palms together until warm. Touch your forehead, chest, and lower back for 10 seconds each. Remind your nerves, we're online. Walk to the kitchen. Pour a glass of warm water. Add lemon or ginger if you like. Drink it slowly. Feel it wake you up from the inside out. That's it. 3 minutes. 0 cost. 0 complexity. All signal. And I promise you, if you do this, not just once, but daily, you'll feel the difference. You'll stand taller. You'll breathe deeper. You'll begin to trust your body again. Because your body never stopped believing in you. And now, you're meeting it halfway. In the final section, I want to bring this full circle. To remind you that you're not doing this alone. That there's a community of men, just like you, waking up differently each morning because they made a decision to rise. Let's connect that energy together. If you've made it this far, you've already done something most people never do. You paused, and chose to reconnect. Not just with information, but with yourself. With the part of you that still wants to rise, to lead, to feel like you again. And I want you to know this, deeply, you are not alone. There are men all over the world, men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, who felt the same quiet ache you felt. Who've woken up feeling flat, numb, disconnected. And who thought, maybe this is just how it ends. But then they did one thing: they reached. They breathed. They listened to that small, steady voice inside that whispered, I'm still here, and that whisper became a signal. That signal became action. And that action became awakening. Now it's your turn. Let's not make this just another video you watch and forget. Let's make it a moment you mark. A moment you share. A moment that might change someone else's life, too. Here's what I invite you to do right now. Green circle if anything in this message resonated with you. Type, still here, in the comments below. Not for me, for you. To claim your space. To say, I'm not done. I'm just getting started. And while you're there, share this video with a friend, a brother, a father, someone who may be quietly carrying the same weight. Let him know, hope isn't gone. It's just been waiting. Waiting for a breath. A touch. A glass of water. A choice. And if you want more guidance like this, real, honest, biology-backed support for men over 60, click subscribe, and turn on the bell. Because we're not here to fade. We're here to rise together. That's the end of this journey, but the beginning of something far more powerful. A rhythm. A return. A rising. See you tomorrow morning.